How's it going, guys? Welcome to Millennial Gamer. I'm your host, James, and I don't really know what this is. I thought we would just sit here and shoot the breeze. It's been a little bit since we've since I've given you guys an update, and lots of different changes have happened and are coming on the channel, so I thought I'd just talk about that a little bit. So as of you watching this right now, my Spyro the Dragon series has come to an end, and my Silent Hill 2 series has come to an end. And one of the first things I wanted to say is that my Spyro the Dragon series is probably one of my favourite series that I've actually recorded on the channel. And that is massively in part... Yeah, it's in part to the game being amazing, but it's also massive in part to you guys. So I wanted to take this time to just, say thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for leaving some really, really nice, helpful comments. Some comments telling me about your childhood and when you used to play Spyro the Dragon, and giving me some useful hints that I'm not very good at taking on board because I'm a big, dumb, stupid brain. But things like the mega super jump that I never quite mastered. But giving me a load of little hints and tips and telling me about your favourite levels and things. Just... thank you so much to everyone who left a comment on any of my Spyro the Dragon videos. Man, I'm so unbelievably pleased with that playthrough. I loved playing it. I still think it holds up really well, that game. I think it's an absolute stellar game. I am intrigued to play the remake of it now, from the, what's it called? The Ignite trilogy. But because I did that with Crash Bandicoot. I'll probably leave that in the description below. I played Crash Bandicoot 2, and then I played Crash Bandicoot from the Insane trilogy, and sort of did a comparison of the two. Spoiler alert, I preferred the original massively more. So that might be the case because it's made by the same developers. But anyway, I just wanted to say massive thank you to anyone and everyone who left me a lovely comment on any of my Spyro the Dragon videos. I really enjoyed playing that series a lot. Also, my playthrough of Silent Hill 2 came to an end as well, and while that didn't do as well, whatever that means, it's one of my favourite playthroughs on the channel because there's certain vibes that you get from games, and when you return to a game that you used to play and the vibe's not there, it can be really it can be a massive bummer. Like when I started this channel 6 years ago, because it's our 6th anniversary as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's our 6th anniversary. So when I started this channel and I started playing Vice City, was one of the first sort of playthroughs that I played, and the vibe was still there with that game. I still wanted to play it, and there's certain games where vibes just aren't there sometimes when you go back to them. Still a game that you enjoy, but it hasn't got that I don't know, that tinge of that essence that you used to get when you used to play it. But I played Silent Hill 2, the original, to celebrate the release of the remake. I played the original again, and the vibes were immaculate. They were still there. I was still gripped and captivated by that game, so I enjoyed every second of playing it. Plus, it's in my top 5 favourite games of all time, which I should do a video on, really. So with those 2 games out of the way, it's on to the next game, as we're always forward thinking on this channel. I'm always thinking about the next playthrough. Before we get there, I'm probably going to bust out another demo, because we've still got loads and loads more demos to play on my PlayStation 1 demo series. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check out, I'll leave a link in the description to some of the videos. On this channel, one of my big sort of things, my big series that I do, is I play PlayStation 1 demos from PlayStation 1, from PlayStation Magazine, from back in the day, from the late 90s and the early 2000s. And I've been going through some of the demo discs and playing the demos and playing some of the Net Euro stuff from those demos. So if you want to check any of those out, I've got 41 videos of that on my channel. I am so proud of that series. You should definitely check it out. Playing those demos is so cool. It gives me that nostalgic feel every time. I just see the menu for those games. But I'm probably going to jump into one of those demos, and then I've got an idea of the next game I want to play, but I also just need to purchase that game first. Also, just a quick thing that I wanted to slot into this video as well. I won't take up much of your time with it. At the ends of my videos, you notice I've sort of changed my outro. For the longest time, I was sort of told that you need to fish for the likes and the subscriptions, and you should always mention that you like and comment and share and subscribe and stuff like that, and God, that was becoming so tedious. Like, the ends of my videos would rattle and rattle and rattle like they, normally do. But, like, I was sick of doing that. And I'm not bothered about getting a massive subscriber count or a massive like thing, which is great for the algorithm and all that kind of nonsense that everybody always goes on about. But what's more important for me and this channel, and the whole point of this channel, is to spread that nostalgia of those games that you and I used to play as millennials, or even younger, or even just slightly older. And it's more important for me to spread that. So for me, it's more important that you just watch the video. Just watch the video. Like, don't worry about all that nonsense. I'd rather you just watch the video, take in the nostalgia, and enjoy it. And if you want to leave me a comment, you want to leave me a like, you want to hit me with a subscribe, all the better. But it's just more important for me that I spread the nostalgia and keep these old games in their original format alive. That's why at the end of my videos, I don't say like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff anymore. I just don't say that anymore because I was getting annoyed by it. So all I ask is that if you want to see more of my content, you click one of the links in the description, or you click one of the links at the end of the video that I leave for you. Because that's more important. The whole point of you being on YouTube is to consume content. And if you find me because you searched a specific game, let's say Spyro, for instance. If you were looking for classic Spyro on YouTube and you've searched here on YouTube for it, and you've stumbled across my channel through some grace of the algorithm, then you're not going to want me rattling off about more and more stuff like and comment and support me and all that stuff. You've just come here for the video, so just enjoy the video. That's all I ask of you now. Just watch the video, enjoy the video. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I wanted to talk about one of the big things that happened on my channel recently, which is I released my first piece of Dungeons and Dragons content. Now, if you know anything about me, I am a massive fan, and have been for about 8 years. I'm a massive fan of D&D and Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. I actually have a D20, a 20-sided die, tattooed on my hand, and my big influence for liking D&D is Critical Role, which this is a tattoo of one of their campaigns, their second campaign, which is the campaign of the Mighty Nine. I'm a massive, massive fan of Dungeons & Dragons, and I am a dungeon master. I run games. In fact, I run 2 to 3 games a week. At one point, I was running 3 games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday every single week, and got slightly burnt out by it, but that's for another time. But yeah, I love Dungeons & Dragons, and I've been wanting to put out some D&D content on YouTube. So the first piece of D&D content that I'm so proud of that I've put on the channel right now, and you can watch it right now, is Tales from the Crypt, which is at the moment, it is a solo Dungeons and Dragons adventure. So for my first piece of D&D content, and hopefully there should be many more in the future, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to try something because I wanted it to be a proof of concept for other things to come in the future. And I came across something that was advertised to me through social media, a solo D&D adventure. And I'll show you. It comes in the form of this book from a company called Obvious Mimic. I'll leave a link in the description below to Obvious Mimic. But it's this book here. This is the Wolves of Langston, which is a solo D&D adventure. You can buy a regular module version of it to play for a full D&D table, but this one specifically is made to be played solo. What this is essentially is, it's kind of like a cross between Dungeons and Dragons with all of the sort of trimmings that you expect of Dungeons and Dragons, dice rolls, consequences, having a character sheet, playing a role, and all that stuff, mixed in with almost like an old school choose your own adventure book. So towards the end of certain paragraphs, it'll give you branching paths based on either your decisions that you make or based on the outcome of a dice roll, which is so awesome. I was super intrigued by this, and as soon as I saw this advertised to me, the first thing I thought to myself is, that sounds like a really cool piece of content. So we made it happen. I made myself a character from a campaign that I'm actually playing in. My friend is running a module called The Curse of Strahd, which is super famous in the D&D community. And in that game, I play a soul knife rogue called Gabriel Logan, named obviously after the main character of Siphon Filter, which I've played on the channel. You should check it out. Yeah, so I made my rogue. I remade the rogue, and I'm playing through this adventure as my own character, as Gabriel, as the rogue. So if you want to check that out, please do. It is going to be the first link in the description below. It's called Tales from the Crypt, and the adventure itself is called The Wolves of Langston. The first episode is up right now. I don't know if the second episode is up yet. I'm still editing it as time of recording this. But first of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to my missus, my long-suffering Mrs. Hannah, who has jumped aboard to help me with this project. And it's not even like my project, it's like an our project, it's a collab thing. And she has put so much effort and so many hours into this thing, and I'm super proud of it. I'm probably going to do a separate video talking more about Tales from the Crypt and maybe our process and how we got to this idea and stuff like that. I might even include her in the video. It'd be cool. Like an interview kind of thing. Racking my brain. So yeah, that is my first piece of Dungeons & Dragons content. If you like Dungeons & Dragons, I would be so appreciative. I would be so stoked if you would check it out. Like I say, I'm going to leave a link to it at the end of this video. I'll also it'll be the top link in the description below. It's called Tales from the Crypt. Name came up with by my missus, by the way. Genius. And it is a solo Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Check it out. It's in the description below. I'd be super pleased if you would check it out. And that's it, really. That's all I wanted to talk about. The last vlog I did was kind of bit somber, bit bad. I've had a couple of bad things happen to me this year. Hospital, my mum passing away, and that kind of stuff. And I sort of picked myself up in the past couple of weeks, and I'm charging forward. I'm recording vocals again, which is awesome. Hopefully I'll have some music out soon, but I'm not putting a date or a time or any restrictions on that, because then I'll feel pressured and probably just give up. But I'm feeling confident, and I'm feeling like I'm getting back out there, and I'm feeling more positive day after day after day. And I'm really, it takes a lot of work to get to that, and I'm still working at it every day. There's days where I have my lows, and there's days where I have my highs. But the fact that I have days that are high is good. So it starts here now. Check out Tales from the Crypt. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. We've got plenty more episodes coming up for you. Thank you to Obvious Mimic for creating something super unique and for a solo D&D adventure. So cool. Before I go, there's probably going to be an aesthetic change to the channel coming up very soon. I'm working on some new stuff. I actually have a really cool little thing, a physical thing that I've made that I'm just going to take some pictures of. I might have them up on the channel maybe. But yeah, apart from that, that is everything. Nice and positive in this one, which is really cool, because the last vlog we did was like, it was downtrodden to say the least. Anyway, if you still don't know what I do on this channel, I mostly play classic gaming content from like the 90s and the early 2000s, the millennial style era of gaming. I've got Sega Mega Drive, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, GameCube, blah, 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 on and on and on. I play those kinds of things on the channel, and I play them at the moment from the original hardware. I'm looking into emulation, and I've got my foot on the ladder with that, but mostly at the moment it's from the original hardware. If that's something that interests you, you should definitely check out one of the videos on my channel. I'm super proud of the content that I've made. It takes a long time to make, but I'm passionate about that style of game, and this is like my main hobby. This is the main thing that I do with my time. Well, this and D&D are the main things I do with my time, so to be able to spread that and share that with people I feel privileged to be able to do that. So if that's something that you're interested in, classic gaming from the 90s and the early 2000s, then check out one of the videos in the description below, or click one of the links at the end of this video. Don't forget to check out Tales from the Crypt. I'm super proud of it. It's a solo Dungeons & Dragons adventure. But more importantly than all of that, remember to always take it easy.